Reading, writing, fill in the blanks. Did something change recently? If there is a change, what has to be done? Do we need a new method? Well, if you're bombarded with all these questions, then trust me, today's video is the one gives you complete insights on what has changed recently with respect to reading, writing, fill in the blanks. Want to make most out of this video? Make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey everybody, Nakul here from SKILLS PTE ACADEMIC. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another super awesome pop-packed video on the reading, writing, fill in the blanks. What changed? What is the new strategy? Well, before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button. Anytime you need online assistance, it's a paid assistance. You can check the information in the description of this video. We left a WhatsApp link. You can click on the link, send us a message. We will do the needful. Also, to tell you, recently we released our 3 official ebooks. First was PTE Speaking Cheat Code, second is Reading Cheat Code, third is Match Winning Approach to PTE. The links for all the ebooks are in the description of this video. Alright, without any further delay, let's straight away get right into the video. First thing first, when we talk about the recent changes, are there any changes? Literally, yes, there are changes. There were a lot of changes that I already updated in my previous video about the latest update, shocking updates with respect to repeat sentence, beep sounds, the font size going down, and lot many stuff. But what if I told you that there is one more change with respect to reading, writing, fill in the blanks? This is not exactly a change that is in place, but with respect to our coaching, in every class, in every question, I used to give questions like this. So this was not a change for me because I was always giving questions or I was always setting questions this way. But yes, compared to how the questions were appearing in the exam, there is a small difference in reading, writing, fill in the blanks. As you know, reading, writing, fill in the blanks, there would be a blank. For each blank, drop down, there would be 4 options. Usually these 4 options would contain one word. One word, one word, one word, one word. You got to choose one of them, or in the rarest cases 2 words. But now there are some sentences, there are some phrases, so that means you need the context. There are complete phrases, sentences as big sentences as the option. So point number 1, will this be more problematic? No, it is not a big problem, but this is going to consume more time, isn't it? It's quite logical. Earlier you are just processing 1 word each for the option. Now you have to process the sentences for 1 option. So it's gonna procure more time, but the timer is not changed. They're giving the same time as before, so you need to be more quicker. We will address today how to solve all these issues, but all I'm telling you is this has appeared and this could be the next step. This could be the problem if you don't try to read a bit faster. That's the only thing. As now I need to give you a few examples so that you actually understand how much time it is taking, what could be the problem, how easy or difficult it is, and then we will prepare for it with a small test. Look at this particular example. The work has begun dash at, in, on, with, something like this used to be always there. This is a prepositional blank. But if you continue, a controversial project to create the building blocks of human life. Now you got phrases with a new intention to hinder possibility from scratch in a laboratory. This is not a word, this is a phrase. If you again go to the next paragraph, the research has been until now because of, it could lead to dishonored babies or unforeseen changes in the past. Unforeseen changes with the huge smoke in the factory, unforeseen changes for the good of everyone, unforeseen changes for future generation. So now people would need a little bit of more time to process it, understand, not to fall for the trap, and then do it. Most likely it's going to take extra some 10-15 seconds for each question. It may not be for all the blanks, but most of the blanks are appearing this way is what I heard from my students who have given the exam and many people who are commenting in the YouTube comments. Something like this comes, what to do, we will talk about it. So now what do we do? Have got I think 4 questions, 3 or 4 questions of this sort. We'll start with this question. I'll add a timer of, let's say, 3 minutes. Try solving it in under 3 minutes, as in when we go to the next question, I have increased the complexities, have made even bigger sentences, bigger phrases for the options. Let's see if you are able to solve it in 3 minutes. Post 3 minutes, I'm gonna come back and show you how to do it. Let's start. Alright, let's understand how to do this. The work has begun, the work always begins on something. Collocation, this is easy, let's move ahead. Work has begun on a project to create the building blocks of human life with a new intention in, you never say with a new intention, in, from scratch, in, to hinder possibility in a laboratory. Now you need the context. Now you go back and read. This is where it buys time. That means you need to have a very good speed in reading and good reading skill. Work has begun on some project to create the building blocks to create something from the scratch. Not to create something with a new intention. In a laboratory is what people would write. Of course, if you are trying something artificial, it would be in laboratory only. Isn't it so? So these kind of traps may be there even in the exam. So it's create something from the scratch in what is believed to be a world first. The research has been, simple one, people end up writing well published. Something like this is what people fall for the trap. The research has been well published until now. Is it? Have you ever heard of research being well published with respect to creating something on your own? Something from the scratch? The cells, the building heart, a kidney, lungs? So give it a thought, understand the context. Research has been taboo. It's taboo. Know the meaning of taboo in the dictionary. Try to understand more about it. Ask ChatGPT, Gemini, be well versed with these kind of words. It's definitely not well published. Until now, because of always it is not well published because of some concerns. Some concerns, it could lead to designer babies or unforeseen changes. In the past, this is a new thing. You cannot talk about the past. With a huge smoke in the factory, irrelevant, for the good of everyone. Unforeseen changes, it cannot be good of everyone. It's for the future generations. Get the context now to answer this for future generation. You need the entire context, which may not be the case earlier. If a sentence is something like this comes or phrases, you need to get more of a context to solve it because it is a proper sentence. You have to understand the entire thing. Hope you are getting it. Then the next one, to start the project and says the project has the potential, you have the potential, collocation, to do. So people thought it's taboo, it's probably causing problems, but now they're funded thinking it can do a better. It can always do 100 if the quantity is 100, 80% good, 20% bad. So it is potential to do more good than harm is a collocation, and other things are not fitting in. So the idea what I'm telling you is, unless you understand the entire story, solving the blanks which have sentences, not just word, solving the sentence, blanks with sentences could be a bit difficult. If it is just one word, somehow you get the context. But now big sentences, you need to read those sentences as well and try to interpret. So be aware, prepare well for this, read more and more and more. The more you read, all this become more easier. Hope you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 7. Let's quickly move on to the next question. I'm adding a timer of 2.5 minutes. Let's start. Alright, I really hope you have solved it, but 2.5 minutes may be a little surprising factor for few people because it forced them to finish under 2.5 minutes. But yes, this is how you set your target, set the timer, set your mind whenever you practice, because henceforth it's gonna be something a little lengthy once. Be aware of it. Our ancestors dash now loved long before domestic cats. Read further, read further, read further, get the context, get the context. Our ancestors endured the strength long before domestic dogs. May have kept foxes as pets long before domestic dogs. Were happy with cats long before domestic dogs. Now may have kept foxes as pets because we're talking about dogs. May have kept foxes as pets or were happy with cats, both can fit in. But if you read further, it says foxes to such an extent, the entire thing is about fox. So the first blank has to be kept foxes as pets. If you're still confused, leave it empty and continue, then you get the context, then you go back and solve it. May have kept foxes, it is not cats, it's foxes. Then archaeological evidence suggests ancient human societies in South America dash foxes to such an extent that they were, continue reading, otherwise you will not be able to solve this. Foxes to such an extent that they were buried next to them, meaning they had a great love for the foxes. Rupture the bones means break the bones. Used differently is not giving that they had a great love. Always relied very much on, if you're so dependent on, doesn't mean that you love it so much. It's not giving a very good meaning. Revered is respected. So it's revered. Foxes to such an extent that they were buried next to them. Scientists, it's a passive voice, something like this can also come, were surprised to find. I surprised someone means I am surprising someone. I was surprised means someone is surprising me. Scientists were surprised. किसी ने साइंटिस्ट को सरप्राइज दिया. Sorry, my Hindi is bad. I'm just trying to address it because most of the crowd knows Hindi. So it's किसी ने साइंटिस्ट को सरप्राइज दिया. Scientists were surprised to find a fox buried in a human grave. They think the dash is that the fox was a highly valued companion or pet. They think the best explanation that I could give is that getting it is the flow. Now primary fox and their group is that most likely explanation, the prevalent topic to accept ubiquitous way, it's the most likely explanation is that. The only problem here is it just adds a bit of more computation time because the blanks are not one word, they are a little lengthy ones. So read a bit more faster, things fall in place. We quickly move on to the next question, adding a timer of 3 minutes. Let's start. Alright, I really hope you have solved it. Let's understand how to do this. Achieving financial independence is not just about earning a high income, it requires planning, consistent habits. Correct. Many individuals fall into the trap. That means you are not trying to be independent financially. You fall into the trap of cutting corners, living beyond their means, turning a blind eye, drawing a blank. Now, whatever you choose there should fit to the context. Continue reading. Many individuals fall into the trap of accumulating debt. Make loan and buy the car. Make loan and buy the flat. It's living beyond their means. In Canada, we have a proverb. You have to stretch your leg until you have the privilege. Correct? It's living beyond their means. This is your capacity. You try to go beyond it, then obviously you accumulate debt. In pursuit of temporary pleasures, it's living beyond their means is the only thing that is fitting in. Instead, what they should be doing, cultivating a mindset of, I don't want immediate perks. I don't want flat today only. It's okay, after 5 years I will buy. So it's a delayed gratification. Gratification is your pleasures. So it's cultivating a mindset of delayed gratification can pave the way to long-term stability. Financially independent people, what they do? Tend to keep a close eye. Keep a close eye means scrutiny. I keep a close eye on my spendings. Keep a close eye on something, allocation on their expenses, and will continue. While the journey can be daunting, dangerous, small and steady steps often yield significant results. Simple one, just read along. Ultimately, the goal is to what? The goal is to dash and gain control over one's life choices. If you're gaining control, means you're not dependent on a particular salary, on a particular thing. Hold your tongue, sweep under the rug, take the high road, break free from paycheck to paycheck cycle. Break free from paycheck to paycheck cycle. I got the salary today. Today I spent everything. Next 1 month gone. Case. Break free. Come out. Get the context. It's pure context. You understand it. You get it. Break free from paycheck to paycheck cycle is the answer. Let's quickly move on to the last one. I'm adding a timer of 2.5 minutes. Let's see if you are able to solve it. Under that, let's start. Alright, I really hope you have solved it. The butterfly effect, everyone knows about this. Butterfly effect is a small change somewhere will have an impact somewhere else. Correct? Butterfly effect is a concept in chaos theory that suggests small actions can have far-reaching consequences. The term originates from the idea that the flap of a butterfly wings in Brazil could, in theory, it should make a huge difference. Now, build a bridge, trigger a tornado, dodge a bullet. Can it really dodge a bullet? Close a deal, build a bridge. Butterfly flapping will construct a bridge. No, it's trigger a tornado. It creates a storm. It is in fact true in Texas. While it may sound like an exaggeration, you are telling a lot of things on that exaggeration, but it emphasizes how systems, especially weather and human behavior, can be highly dash. That's it. Can be highly, now get the context, how weather and human behavior can be highly prone to exaggeration. But the previous line says it may sound like an exaggeration, but it is not. So it is not exaggeration. Indifferent to change, sensitive to initial conditions, void of context. From the context, it's very sensitive to some small conditions. So it's sensitive to initial conditions. Because small flap of a butterfly can, displace the wind, can cause a tornado. Sensitive, prone to changes for small initial condition, including our human mind behavior. In real life scenarios, a minor decision can unexpectedly set off a chain reaction. Break the ice. Break the ice is to have a conversation. The girl looked, boy, nobody is talking, and finally a boy went and said hi and broke the ice. Correct? Play it safe, change gears. I think it's set off a chain reaction because they're talking about creating a tornado just with the flap of a butterfly. For instance, a missed bus might lead someone to a life-changing encounter. This, correct, right? This theory reminds us that even seemingly insignificant moments dash. That's it. Now get the context. Seemingly, it seems it is not important at all, but can have a great effect. Seemingly insignificant moments shoot in the dark, read between the lines, sweep it under the rug, carry more weight than what we see, than meets the eye. All these are phrases. It can come like this. Seemingly insignificant moment can look like it's more significant to the eyes. Carry more weight than seems or than meets the eye is the answer, and that life's outcome often hinge on small details, depend on small details. Getting it? It's not out of control, rise to the occasion. All this outcome depend on very, very small detail is the context that we saw throughout. Hope you are getting it. So something like this can come. For some it could be very easy because there's a sentence, I get better context. For some it could be difficult because they don't have the habit of reading. Read more, take novel and read. All of this can be solved very quickly. I really hope this was an informative content. If you believe the same, like, share and subscribe and leave your valuable comments in the comment section. This is Nakul, Nakul, Nakul signing off from SKILLS PTE. Soon we'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks much.